Hello, thank you for joining me today on Tina's Timepieces. I'm Tina. Today I would like to work on River Watch. And in a previous video I just talked about it and raised a couple of ideas I had for it. So today what I'm going to do is start the process of restoring the case. That will include sanding the case and prepping it so that it can be replated. So let's get started with the sanding process. I'm a bit curious to see what this will look like if I clean it up a bit on the case here. So I've just got a piece of Scotch-Brite, and I'm just going to try to remove some of the pitting and tarnishing and just gunk and things that have built up. I'm not too concerned about whether or not I leave any scratches from the Scotch-Brite, because if I do decide on plating this, I need to remove all the existing plating material, and I'm going to have to do a ton of sanding in order to do that. So I will remove any scratches if I do make any. So I'm not, as I said, I'm not concerned about that. I just want to see how this would clean up. Just curious. So we'll do a little cleaning on it in a few spots and see how it turns out. It's cleaning up pretty good already, and there's still a number of scratches and pits and things, but I think with some tender loving care this will clean up pretty nicely. All right, well, I think it's going to clean up pretty good. Still going to have some issues, of course, but I am surprised, very surprised how it's cleaning up. I do believe, though, it will have to be replated, because in order for me to get the cleaning and getting it shining and looking good, I'm taking off a fair amount of the plating. So I think, regardless of what I do from here on out, the plan will be to plate it. Something I've wanted to try anyway. I have River Watch sanded and hanging on a copper wire. You need copper wire so that it is conductive for the electricity to go through. First thing we need to do is make our nickel solution, and after we make the nickel solution, then we can do the nickel plating. The nickel plating will have to do a acid dip so that it gets cleaned, and that is just muriatic or hydrochloric acid, and that is a 50-50 combination of acid and tap water. And then we will dip that in regular old tap water And we do that for two reasons. One, to stop the acid from working, and two, so that we can rinse the acid off so we don't contaminate our nickel solution. Now, this is not nickel solution yet. I just have labels on my containers so I don't confuse them. What we will need to make our nickel solution is anode and cathode, and that will be 90. We need as pure nickel as we can find, and you can get that on eBay or Amazon. I chose Amazon, and I didn't pay enough attention when I ordered it. I ordered, it's this roll here. This is 99.6 pure nickel that they use to solder lithium batteries together. So I ended up getting super narrow. So I've got it just kind of bundled together. I wanted a whole bunch to make sure I have enough, because this nickel solution has to go for about 3 hours before we have enough nickel in our solution to do our plating. And in order to get the nickel to come out of our anode through to our solution, we need electricity. So I have a charger here, and anything that is less than 3 amps will work. This one is 0.2 amps. So we just want a real slow trickle. And then I purchased some alligator clips on Amazon to make it easier. The fluid in here is just regular old distilled white vinegar, and then you add salt. Some people say not to use iodized salt because that will just add more contaminants to the solution. Other people say it doesn't matter. So you can use either regular old table salt, or you can use something like canning salt or kosher salt that does not have iodine in it. So I'm using iodized salt because that's what I have. The only thing the salt does is it amps up the conductivity of the solution. So what we will do, so I have my vinegar in here already, and you only need a tablespoon or so of the vinegar. If you have more, it won't matter. If you have less, it won't matter either. As I said, all it does is increase conductivity. So we just want to stir this, get the salt dissolved. Okay, that looks dissolved. And as I said, I have these bundled up, and I have a little hang tab here to hang this. And one will be the anode and one the cathode, positive and negative. And I don't have my power source marked, but once we get going, we will know, because the side that bubbles will be the negative. And once we start plating, we will need to know that. So we will hook these up, and then I will plug it in. And once we see which one is bubbling, I will mark it with a marker so that we know. Looks like we could use some more vinegar in there. And we'll put a tad more salt since I added more vinegar. It will dissolve on its own. But you can see this side is already starting to bubble. So this is our negative. So we'll mark a line here for negative and a plus here for positive. And now this will take about 3 hours, give or take, but hopefully it'll turn a nice greenish blue color, and then we'll be able to plate Riverwatch. All right, it's been going about 2.5 hours. Looks like a pretty good color, so I think we can stop the solution. So I will, at this point, unplug it. So I think what we can do now is plate our case. And I have already, as I said, I've already got it on my brass here, or copper wire. I've got an extremely thick piece here, but and I left it nice and long in case I need it for something else. So what we'll do here is our acid and water combo as a final cleaner, and then we will dunk it in the water. So we'll get the water ready, and we'll leave it in this acid for about 30 seconds to a minute. So here it goes. And see all that bubbling action? That's getting that all cleaned off. And it's also going to etch the metal a little bit so that our plating will stick. Move it around a bit, make sure everything's getting cleaned. If we leave it in too long, we're going to etch and it's going to eat away at the metal too much. But you can see it's changed the metal a little bit. So we'll get it in this water and we'll let it sit a minute. So I think we have this. Yeah, this looks good. Ready to go. We'll put this back in. Now, what we want to do, get my power supply. We want our negative hooked up to the part we're plating, and our positive to our anode here. And the part we're plating should bubble, and it is. This will take probably 20 minutes, maybe 40, because this is the first time we're using the solution. It's been going about 45 minutes. I'm going to unplug it, disconnect. And then we'll put this in our water. see what we end up with. It's kind of a matte gray now, but we should be able to buff it and get it to look shiny. We'll work on this inside piece here. And as we get this matte finish off, you can see already it's getting shinier. It will shine up nicely. But there are spots I did not sand good enough. I'm not going to waste any more time till I go in and sand it some more. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Remember that there will be giveaways on this channel for the subscribers. In an upcoming video, we will add the logo to the dial, get the crystal put on, and hopefully be able to finish the restoration all in one video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.